So, are you guys ready for this discussion? All right. Let's get into the heart of Martin Luther King Jr.'s perspective on morally right and wrong laws. So, of course, according to him, one is morally right when it aligns with justice. So, kabaliktaran, morally right, morally wrong law for him is when it deviates from justice. So, how does this resonate with our chosen laws?
So, King's distinction between morally right and wrong laws is pivotal. So, for morally right laws, I would say na they aligned with principles of justice, in fairness, and human rights. So, on the other side, morally wrong laws would go against these fundamental principles.
Exactly. Remember that King argued that each and every one of us has a moral responsibility to disobey unjust laws. Kahit pa against the government yan.
Now, let's relate this to our choices. For morally wrong laws, who wants to start? So, which laws did you all choose?
Okay, I'll start. One law that I find morally wrong is the Anti-Terrorism Act in the Philippines.
Why do you feel they are morally wrong?
Of course, because it's concerning because it allows authorities to detain individuals without a warrant for an extended period. So, ang nangyayari, the potential for abuse is high. In its current form then, it can be weaponized against political dissent. It also threatens freedom of expression and due process, which are fundamental rights. Remember that the principle from Martin Luther King Jr.'s letter from Birmingham, his principle highlights standing up for what is right, even if it means going against the government. So this Anti-Terrorism Act law in itself hinders us from criticizing the injustices happening in the country, as well as help others realize the incompetence of the government. So, ayun no, this guys, makakonsider natin siya na obstacle that will keep the people asleep from their spiritual stupor. So, what about you guys? This law went viral, especially during the pandemic. They just, really want to silence the woes of the people. How about you guys? What were you doing during that time? Were you aware and active sa social media nung na-sign tong law na to?
I agree to Ms. Oaper that the Anti-Terrorism Act is morally wrong. There are many individuals that become a victim of this, and because of this law, there are some authorities that will use this law to engrave citizens. Honestly, I was only playing games during the pandemic, and I am unaware that they signed this kind of law. Also, I was not that active in social media during the pandemic because my internet back then was poor. And I think that's the reason why I am not aware that this was signed.
Oo. So, ayun nga, may naalala ko during the pandemic nung pinirmahan nga ni former President Rodrigo Duterte yung Anti-Terrorism Act of 2020. So, I was torn in half kung makakatulong ba tong law sa Pilipinas or kung magagamit na naman to sa kasamaan at para mapunan yung sarili nilang interest. Then, ayun nga, tinanong ko yung mga kaibigan ko about this act, ganyan-ganyan. So, they had the same sentiments and opinions with me in regard to Anti-Terrorism Act. Then one day, ayun nga, may nagkalat na news nga about killings of many people dahil nga daw allegedly terrorist daw sila. So, it really saddened me nung napapanood ko sa TV yung mga magulang umiiyak habang tumitingin sa kabaong ng mga anak nila. Kaya yun, so this law in short was abused. That's why it is morally wrong.
O, diba? See, with the power given to authority, those who choose to voice out the injustices can easily be labeled as terrorists, even without due process pa yan, ah. So, I think we all agree that this is a morally unjust law, no? Okay, then let's move on to the next law.
I choose this law because I think this law is morally wrong. And the law that I choose is anti-medicancy law in the Philippines. I went with this law that criminalized the marginalized, making it a crime to beg for alms. where they could face fines of up to 1,000 pesos or a maximum of 4 years in prison.
So, why do you feel naman na they are morally wrong?
I think I think this is morally wrong because they punishing people without any valid reason, and also with this kind of law, they judging the parents of the children who's begging for money as exploitation of children. What do we know? Maybe because poverty here in the Philippines, begging is their only way to meet their daily needs.
Agree ako dyan. Criminalizing these people doesn't address the issue of poverty. It just punishes those who are already suffering. My parents taught me na no matter how small kasi yung help, tulong pa rin yun eh. And I believe na victim na lang din naman sila ng pangit na sistema na bansa natin. Any other experience? Jetro?
I've experienced giving alms to children. They say when they ask for food or something. My opinion is no matter what their reason, if what they say is true, that it's for food. That the important thing is that you gave them and you help. Before they judge, they first know the main reason why they doing that, and the government can find way to solve that problem in our country. Detaining is not the only way to solve this problem. They only seek for help.
So yun nga, magkwento ulit ako ng unforgettable incident ko nga na, ayun nga, alam mo yung like, ano nga to, yun nga yung like, nagbigay ng takot sa akin sa mga like nanlilimo sa daan. So, ayun nga, this happened when me and my friend were walking along the bridge to Santa Cruz. Alam niyo yung bridge doon, di ba? Yung, ano nga to, dalawang bridge yun siya, paano? Basta nilakad namin yun. So, yun nga, while walking, we saw a boy walking towards us. And then, nagulat kami, bigla niya kinuha yan sa ito ng kaibigan ko. Tapos, nag-agawan sila no, nag-ano sila sa may ibabaw ng tulay mismo. Tapos ayun, pinagbigyan na lang namin, binigay na lang namin sa kanya. Tapos yun, after ng incident na yun, napagkasunduan namin na wag na lang tumawid sa bridge na ulit. Hindi na kami dadaan ulit doon. Never.
So, adjust na lang, no? Kaya na nag-adjust. So, ayun nga, di ba? So, kaya nga, I really hope na the government change this anti-poor law. Kasi there's so much to fight for in this country, and I hope each and every one of us really do call out these injustices. So, okay, let's move on to our third and final law. Dave?
So yun nga, I chose death penalty or oplan tokhang.
Why do you feel that they are morally wrong?
So while it's intended to deter crime, the irreversible nature of this punishment means there's always a risk of executing innocent people. So it is also anti-poor law. In addition to that, oplan tokhang and death penalty has been seen by the critics as an abuse of power. So many innocent people died due to lack of process and power tripping na rin. So kilala niyo naman si Kian, di ba? Yon. So, may kasama pa siyang 122 children na namatay rin dahil dyan sa oplan tokhang or war on drugs. Kaya, ayun nga, this just proves that death penalty and oplan tokhang won't become the solution to any problems, to any crime. Diba?
I agree to Mr. Ibanez that oplan tokhang or death penalty is morally wrong because killing is not the answer to solve the issue. There are people that victims of drugs and innocent, they also have a rights to prove themselves that they innocent while detaining. If you kill someone, it's just like you kill their dreams and their family's ambition. My opinion about this is that that is like taking away the right to make a person new or change or to correct his mistake. It seems that the citizens only saw that killing was legal. The government should think other way to address the issue by not killing others.
So yun, I'll be straightforward na lang. So, like what I've said kanina na death penalty or oplan tokhang was never the answer to any crime committed by or imposed on that person. Never siya magiging solution diyan kasi nga papatayin mo yung tao. So, ano po ano magiging ambag nun sa ano magiging lesson na maano sa mga tao kung papatayin mo lang rin siya kagad, di ba? Ganun.
Yeah, I agree. It's very contradictory. Killing itself is morally wrong and therefore a crime, di ba? So how come nga yung government aims to solve a crime with another crime? So, very contradicting. So, now that we have discussed these three morally unjust laws, ito na yung tanong. To what extent would you feel justified in breaking these laws?
For me, civil disobedience might be necessary to draw attention to these issues. But if it needs to be done responsibly to avoid escalating tension.
Oh, I agree. While breaking the law is a serious matter, I can understand the moral imperative to resist unjust policies.
Oo nga sometimes, you just have to, you just really have to break that unjust law if it means it can bring about a good change, 'di ba? Hindi lang basta-basta change, dapat towards a better society yung change na mangyayari na 'yon.
Tama. So next question tayo. To what extent would you feel prepared, as king was, to pay the penalties demanded by one who breaks the law?
It's a tough question. The penalties could be severe. But if it means standing up for what is right and fighting injustice, then I would be willing to face the consequences.
Same here. It's a heavy burden, but if breaking the law is necessary to highlight its injustices, I think I would be prepared to face the consequences. After all, it's about taking a stand for what is right.
Also, it is about taking responsibility sa mga actions mo and kung willing ka ba na like i-endure mo yung consequences para lang sa justice, para lang makumit natin yung justice na naano nga natin, inaasam natin. So yun nga, natapos na natin tong 3 morally wrong laws. Ito bubulol pa rin ako. So yun nga, we've covered a lot of serious topic today ha. It's clear that King's philosophy on laws and justice is still relevant today, prompting us to question and challenge unjust systems.
It's also a reminder that sometimes breaking an unjust law is the first step towards a more just society.
Yeah, we are free-thinking men. This freedom is our power, and with great power comes great moral responsibility. Well, ayan na. So I guess that's it for tonight. Thank you guys for this fruitful discussion. Till next time, bye! Thank you! Thank you!